Hey there, I hope you are doing well. I just got done with a doctor's appointment, so I thought today would be a good time to do a pregnancy update. I am currently 33 weeks and 1 day pregnant. Today, at the time of filming this, is July 8th. They are thinking that I'm actually closer to 34 weeks. They're not changing my due date, but I have been consistently measuring about a week ahead since my 12-week appointment, and my stomach is also measuring 34 weeks. So my doctor thinks because of those two things, I am probably more likely 34 weeks, which honestly, I have been thinking I'm further along than they've been saying this whole time. So makes perfect sense to me. It wasn't completely a surprise. I'm glad we're all on the same page now though, as far as the date. So I could potentially deliver earlier than August 25th, which is my due date, but we'll see what happens. Baby is weighing 4 pounds 9 ounces, so he is consistently growing, getting bigger. I think they said he was like in the 49th percentile, so pretty average, which is good. We will take it. I'm doing well. My blood work has all been coming back fine, normal. She's on my hemoglobin, looks great. So yeah, we're both doing well. I'm growing consistently as well. I am up 20 pounds since the day I found out I was pregnant. I am definitely retaining lots of water and fluid. I can just see it in my face, my feet, my hands, everything is swollen. I'm definitely uncomfortable. A baby boy is still breech, so he is head up. He's supposed to be head down. They said I still have a little bit of time, but by my next ultrasound, they want to see him head down. And if he is not, they may schedule me for a C-section. So if you guys would join me in praying that he turns, I would appreciate it, because I'm really hoping to avoid having a C-section. I am all for getting baby here as safely and as, you know, just as good as they can get him here. I want him here safe and sound, but really hoping I don't have to have a C-section. So join with me in praying that he turns by the next appointment, which is in a few weeks. I'm actually holding the camera today. My arm is getting sore. So we are both doing well. I am in the 3rd trimester, and ever since I started the 3rd trimester, my morning sickness has returned. It's not all day sickness like it was in my 1st trimester and very well into my 2nd, but I am getting sick every single morning, which is fun. If I'm not dry heaving, I am just throwing up water that I drank the night before or that morning. So yeah, David was in the bathroom while I was in the shower, and he could hear that I was dry heaving. He's like, "You don't sound so good." I'm like, "No, don't worry, it's just my normal routine. It's all good. We're having a great day." So yeah, that's fun. But other than that, I'm just tired, swollen. The baby's head is like literally up under my rib cage, so I have to keep stretching out. It's really hard for me to sit for a long period of time. I need to either be laying down or standing up, because I need my torso to be as long as possible, because that's the only way that I'm comfortable. I was actually laying on my back for the ultrasound a little bit ago, and I started to feel like I was gonna faint, and I told the ultrasound tech that I was feeling very hot and not feeling well. So she had me turn over to my side and take a breath and relax for a little bit, and I started to feel better. But I had to get back on my back for more ultrasound, and then finally when that was done, I was feeling better. So laying on my back, not very comfortable. So that is kind of just the overall update, and I did ask you guys to leave me some questions on Instagram, so I'm gonna go ahead and answer those right now. Given how you felt during this pregnancy, are you thinking of having another one? Yes, I am still thinking about having another one. This pregnancy has been very hard, but I do feel like 4 kids is the magic number. I really feel like we're gonna have a girl, but with my history, my story, y'all know it's been crazy. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get pregnant again. Who knows? I would love to get pregnant again and have another child, but we'll see what happens. I do feel like, I don't know, we're being called to have 4 children, so we will see. This pregnancy has been very difficult for me, and it's not just been like pregnancy related. So it's been very emotional and mentally challenging, because I just had finally given up the fact that I was gonna have biological children. I was mentally in a really great place with that, just thinking like, I'm so happy for my adopted children and so happy for the way this has all worked out. I'm okay not having biological kids. I'm okay not experiencing those things. I was really working on myself, going to the gym, working on my body, all of that. And then I found out I was pregnant, and it was just like a complete light switch. Like, no, I'm not supposed to be pregnant. Why am I pregnant? Like, this, what is happening? And then of course as soon as I stepped foot into the doctor's office, all the anxiety from my previous miscarriages just hit me, and I realized that I probably hadn't worked through them like I thought I did. I think I thought I was over it and I was okay with what happened, and you know, it was all part of the plan and everything's fine now, but I think I had just shoved it down for so long that I didn't think about it anymore. So that's why I felt okay. And so all those emotions came rushing back, so I had to deal with that. My grandmother passed away shortly after I found out I was pregnant, which was very hard. You can tell I'm still very emotional about a lot of things. So the emotional side of it has been very hard. The anxiety I didn't expect to have so bad. I thought once I saw the baby on the ultrasound I would be fine, because I'd never seen that. I'd never gotten to that point of seeing the baby on the ultrasound. And once I saw the baby on the ultrasound, I feel like my anxiety just spiked, because now it felt more real, and I don't know, it was just a whole nother side of it that I just wasn't expecting. So that has been hard. I've also been very sick this pregnancy. I had all day sickness in the beginning, and then once that was starting to dwindle down, I got COVID for the second time. And then after recovering from COVID, the migraines and all of that started. Once I got a handle on that, I got the flu, and it hit me very hard. I would take having COVID over the flu any day. The flu was awful. And now that I am finally starting to feel better from the flu, I'm starting to get sick again. So I've just been consistently just sick, whether pregnancy related or sick from something else. So it's been very difficult. I'm hoping that when or if I get pregnant again, it won't be quite so hard, because I will have realized that my body has done this before. It knows what it's doing. It can do this. I feel like the last 9 months, well, it hasn't been 9 months yet, but ever since I got that positive pregnancy test, I feel like I've been holding my breath, just like how I was with my boys being in foster care and waiting for the adoption. It's like you're holding your breath and you're just like waiting for the ceiling to fall. You're waiting for the bad news. You're waiting for something bad to happen, because that's what you're used to. And so I'm hopeful that next time I won't feel that, because I will realize it's going to be okay. Like, you can do this, your body can do this, you're perfectly capable of doing this, and maybe I will have less anxiety around it as well. Who knows, it could be completely different. I could be just as sick, I could be just as anxious, but I'm hopeful that going through this process, I will heal things within myself that will help me my next go around. So yeah, it's been hard in more ways than one, but I'm hopeful that another pregnancy will be a little bit better. A lot of people are wanting to know what his name is, when we're gonna do the name reveal. So David and I did have a plan for the name reveal, which is something that we had been thinking about doing for years, and then we just were not able to do what we wanted to, and now I'm thinking that we will probably just announce his name when he is born. When I do his birth announcement, I will share his name then. We have shared our boys' names on their adoption day, kind of like their birth announcement almost, so it just seems fitting to do it then. So when he is born, you guys will know his name. Do you have a birth plan? My birth plan is to give birth. I really don't have a plan, and especially now that they're saying there's a possibility of having a C-section, I really don't have a plan. I haven't taken any birthing classes or done anything like that. Maybe I will, I don't know. Right now I don't have any major plans to do anything crazy. I almost feel like this is probably so super naive of me, but I almost feel like if I go into it not having this like super set plan, I won't get my hopes up and then be upset when my plan doesn't work out the way that I want to. If you've been following me for any length of time, then you know everything I plan does not work out. Like, Maureen's plan, what's that? It is totally up to God. Whatever he wants to happen will happen. I am just praying that everything goes smoothly. I'm praying for a smooth labor and delivery, as painless as possible. I've been going back and forth on whether or not I want to have an epidural. I really haven't made a firm decision on that. I'm leaning towards probably getting it, but I'm not opposed to trying to not have it. But honestly, my plan is just to give birth. We'll see what happens. We're just gonna pray that it all works out, because I know it will. How have you coped with the anxiety that you've been feeling? So I mentioned a little bit ago that I have been having bad anxiety. I probably should have set this down instead of trying to hold it. But I think dealing with the anxiety, it's very much a daily thing. Some days I feel great and I don't have any anxiety at all, and some days I have like debilitating anxiety where I don't want to leave the house, I don't want to talk to anyone, I don't want to see anyone. I get a lot of anxiety when I am here at the doctor's office because there's just a lot of loss around this place, and it gives me anxiety every time I go in for an ultrasound that they're going to tell me something's wrong. So it's been tough. I've had more anxiety than I've ever had in my entire life. And I think for me, just being around my family is what is helpful. I just want to be around my husband and my boys all the time. Like, I don't ever want to be away from them, especially David. He is my rock. He's my person. He's my comfort. When I'm with him, like, we don't even have to talk about anything. I just want to be next to him. I want to just be watching TV or hanging out with him. He makes me laugh and he gets my mind off of things. Like, even when we're talking about things, he just being in his presence helps me to get out of my own head. And I feel like ever since I found out I was pregnant, I've been super clingy, which, sorry Dave, but I just want to be with him, and I want to be with my kids. I don't want to let my kids out of my sight. Leaving them for even a little while gives me anxiety. I'm like texting my mom if she's watching them, like, what are they doing, how's it going? I don't know, like, there's just something about wanting to be with them that I can't shake, and honestly, I'm fine with. I love being home with them. We've been getting into more of a routine of just being home and, you know, having family dinner every night, and just, we were so go, go, go last year, just constantly somewhere, and we still traveled quite a bit, but I just like being settled and being home and being with my family, my extended family as well. Just being with them helps me get out of my head. So yeah, I think that's how I've coped with it the most. It's just being with my boys, really. How have your kids reacted to your growing bump and being big brothers? So Lincoln has no idea what is happening. He is in for the shock of his life, I'm pretty sure. When my husband and I took the boys to go meet my nephew Colton for the first time, Lincoln was trying to sit on top of him while I was holding the baby, so I'm a little nervous on how he's gonna do being a big brother, but Sebastian is very excited about it. Every time I have an ultrasound, when I go pick him up from being with my mom, or if I go home if he's with David, he always runs right up to me and says, do you have a picture of the baby? I wanna see the baby, I wanna see the baby. So he's excited. He actually took a tape measure today and measured my belly, so that was nice of him. He is always saying like, Mom, look at your belly, it's so big. And he loves rubbing my stomach, and he talks to my belly all the time and just tells the baby how excited he is. So it's the cutest thing, and I cannot wait to see him as a big brother to another baby. Now being a little bit older, kind of having an idea of what's happening, I just think it's gonna be fun. And he's been a very good big brother. He's been a big helper. So I'm very excited to see him as a big brother to another little baby, and I'm hopeful that Lincoln will adjust quickly because we brought Lincoln home when Sebastian was about the same age, like 2.5, and it was an adjustment to say the least. So we'll see. Lincoln is definitely daddy's boy right now, so as long as daddy's giving him attention, I think he'll be alright. I also got a few questions, you guys wanting to know what's like the most surprising thing about being pregnant, or the thing that I found the most shocking. And honestly, I've been thinking about this, and there's quite a bit of things that I wasn't expecting. Like, I thought I knew everything, but clearly I didn't. And there were so many things I feel like people don't talk about that you're just like, what is happening? So one of the things that I found very shocking was that your nipples could leak. So I, was always under the impression that your milk supply doesn't come in until after you give birth, which is accurate, but you can start producing colostrum really early on and you can start leaking. I had no idea. So I started leaking around 18 weeks, and I just looked down and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have this ginormous like wet spot on my shirt. What is happening? Like, this is the craziest thing ever. So I actually got some like little colostrum collector things on Amazon, and then I stopped leaking right when I got those, and then started leaking again, but it's like very, very off and on of when I leak and when I don't. For a while there, it was like anytime Lincoln would cry, I would leak, and I'm like, this is the strangest thing. Like, I just never expected this to happen. I thought if I was gonna leak, it would happen after I had the baby and after my milk supply was fully in. So that to me is crazy. That's something that they don't tell you about. I also was shocked to find out about the amount of just mucus you produce in your body in every spot. It's gross. It's a lot, and wasn't expecting that. So that was an interesting thing to find out about. But other than that, nothing like super shocking. But those two things were like, whoa, this is weird. And why doesn't anyone ever tell you that this happens? So yeah. But that is my update for today. I hope that you guys are doing well. I hope that you're enjoying following along with me this pregnancy. I definitely feel like I haven't shared as much as I thought I would. I've just been tired and not feeling well, and it's like David's like, we haven't taken a picture of your bump every single week like we wanted to, and it's just like the last thing you want to do when you feel like crap is take pictures. So we haven't really done a lot that we thought we would, but it's okay. We're getting through. We're documenting what we can and doing what we can to get through with 2 toddlers and a pregnant sick lady. So anyway, thank you guys for following along. I truly appreciate you. You guys are the best. You've been here for the long haul, and I'm so thankful for all of you. So thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. We are getting close to baby time, so you're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.